This industry exploits people, be it the people who work for them or be it the people who buy homes from them. Sir, I agree there have been incidents where businessmen in our trade have not been fair to the customer. But let me tell you, sir, we are evolving to a stage of self-regulation. Today, if I, as a developer, do not respect my buyer, if I do not respect the fact that he has come to me with a certain amount of trust and put his money with me, then believe you me, I will not be able to sell my next project. So it is imperative that I respect the fact that if I have to continue this business, I be fair to my buyer and my buyer be fair to me. It is a two-way street. Market forces are the biggest decider in this game. If X has not delivered or has cheated certain people, nobody will buy from X in his next project. There are many associations of real estate. In fact, I can name two right here. One is NAREDCO, one is CREDAI, where members have to sign a code of conduct. Non-members find it difficult to sell their stock with buyers because there is no redressal for them. Today, CREDAI boasts of a membership of over 10,000 developers who have signed that code of conduct which talks about transparency. And if there is a grievance of a customer against a developer member, then we actually make sure to put peer pressure on the developer to give a honest redressal to that complaint. Developers are realizing the advantage of coming under this umbrella because if they don't, then they cannot sell. If they can't sell, they can't survive. So we are plagued by many, many problems. We are looking at things from one side of the table. जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं पांचों उंगलियां बराबर नहीं होती. हर इंडस्ट्री में, हर बिजनेस में there are bad stories. I don't say कि हमारी इंडस्ट्री में bad stories नहीं होती, जरूर होती हैं. लेकिन हर इंडस्ट्री में होती हैं. But that is no reason to justify the bad story in real estate. But today, we are definitely and very strongly moving towards self-regularization. Having said that, sir, there is a lot of difficulty which a developer faces when he has to get a project up on the road. It's a very capital-intensive industry. You don't get finances to start this business. The RBI weighs the risk highest in this category of business. No debt is restructured in real estate. To get permissions to get a project on the road, it takes a minimum of 3 years, something like an environment permission. You can have everything in place. You can have your land in place. You can have your sanction, your building plans in place. Your environment permission, which under a secure master plan should be given to you without your even asking for it, takes up to 1.5 to 2 years. And this is true in Haryana today. There are so many cases which are pending clearance for environment and they cannot start work. They are in a specified residential zone, but they have to go separately to that window to ask for an environment clearance, which involves a whole process, which involves a whole lot of time, which involves a whole lot of cost to the investment that the developer has already made in his project, in the land, and getting sanctions, X, Y, Z. Nobody wants to listen to that. So today, the industry has become quite professional. If we compare it to last 5 years, the new breed of developers is educated. They intend to do a good job. We are hearing of projects which are well developed, where the customers are very happy. We are running out of time. I need to conclude. Well, all we have to say as an industry is, do get in a regulatory bill. Do have a regulator. But please have all stakeholders in that regulatory bill. In real estate, there are primarily 4 stakeholders. One is the developer. Second is the urban local body which gives you the permissions. Third is the financial institution. And fourth is the customer. So any bill must look at the business in a holistic fashion. You cannot single out a builder or developer and say, no, I have to definitely make sure that this guy can't move even a millimeter from here to there and he has to do my bidding. Therefore, the industry per se, as I said, is not against a regulator, but all stakeholders must be a part of the regulatory bill. If my ULB is not giving me permissions in a specified time of 60 days, I should not have to run from pillar to post. It should be a deemed sanction. There have been instances of customers also blackmailing developers. I'll give you some cases in Noida Extension where people have paid something like a 5,000 rupee booking amount and stopped over there. And once, after 1 year, when the projects have taken off again, they have come to us as a redressal in the grievance cell and said, you know, we paid this 5,000 rupees, so we are eligible to get our booking back, and the developer should not cancel it for non-payment. Wherever the developer is being high-handed in cancelling allotments, the association has told the developer to reinstate that booking, and it has been done. I can quote many cases, but we are running short of time. But that is why I say there must be, even the customer must be a part of the regulatory bill. And then the fourth is the financial institution. The people who put the money behind the project must also be a part of the regulator. So, sir, having said that, I will conclude by saying the industry per se is not against regulation. We are moving towards self-regulation, and we wish to have a regulator which is fair and which has all stakeholders within the ambit of the regulatory bill. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anand, for those lovely thoughts and a very energetic session. We really appreciate that. I would now request Shri J.C. Sharma, Vice Chairman and MD, Shobha Developers Limited. We all know about Shobha, nothing more to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Shri J.C. Sharma for you. Thank you.
Before Mr. Sharma starts, I would just like to add one thing. One of the, you see, G here in this session is graft, which I think my learned friend has forgotten. So and this graft, to the extent of graft, I will be, you see, which is involved in this sector has not been talked about by Mr. Friend. I hope he will keep this in mind.
No, sir, we are not perpetrators of graft, we are victims of graft.
All right, whatever it is.
Esteemed speakers from the dais and friends, good evening. I think the purpose of this kind of a conference where someone looks at things from glass being half full to someone looking at glass being half empty is what we desire, that